Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a review that I never thought I'd be able to make. I'm going to be reviewing set 75357, Ghost and Phantom 2. I never thought I'd be able to review this set because I was like, unless they make a show with the Ghost in it, they're not going to remake the Ghost. Because the only show that the Ghost has been in, of course, now Ahsoka, has been Rebels. Like, Rebels was the first show with the Ghost, so they made a Rebels Ghost. But now, because Rebels isn't, like, one of the only, it's not the only show out there, they don't really care that much about it, so they haven't made a new Ghost for it. But, since they released Ahsoka a couple weeks ago, they announced that, well, a couple months ago, they announced that they were going to make a Ghost set for Ahsoka. Because the Ghost, we have not seen it yet, but depending on when you're watching this video, you might have already seen it, but I have not seen, I've seen every episode of Ahsoka so far, and that's only 3, and by the time you're watching this, only 3 will be out, but, well, if you're watching it when it comes out. But anyway, we're getting off topic. This set has 1,394 pieces and retails for $160. Let's go. I really never thought I would be able to review a LEGO Star Wars Ghost. I mean, this is... I can't believe I'm doing this. Inside you will find this little cardboard sleeve with, I believe inside, you will find your sticker sheet and, of course, the instruction manual. And then you get all these number bags, which I believe the highest is 13. So, yeah, let's get into First Officer Hawkins. Our first minifigure up is First Officer Hawkins. Let's get into him. So, as you can see, he has some nice, like, beige, light brown legs there. Nice printing on the torso, like the same color matching throughout. Got like this little blue dot on like a little silver square that's like to show his rank. So got some nice printing on the back. There's like some blue things for his like collar, I guess. And then he has some arms, like the same color arms because it's like a vest. He's got a nice face here, and then he used this hair that's not the most common, but they used it for the Sam Wilson collectible minifigure. And as of the recording of this video, not much is known about him. We don't really know who First Officer Hawkins is, really, other than that he's a first officer. Like, at least we've seen him in the show. Like, we saw him in the show, he was introduced in episode 3 of Ahsoka, so that's good. But all the figures in the Ghost, 3 of them were introduced in episode 3 of Ahsoka, so that is definitely a good thing. Although, by the recording of this video, the Ghost has not made an appearance, but I'm hoping in the next 2 or 3 episodes, it's gonna show. And here is Lieutenant Beta. Now, as you can see, he reuses the same mold for Admiral Akbar, and he's got a ton of printing up there, some printing down there, like lighter. And yeah, he uses the torso and the legs from, I believe, well, there's like this Republic E-Wing officer that drives the E-Wing, pilots it, obviously, that came in the Ahsoka wave. So yeah, there's that ship, and pretty much. So yeah, he used this from the E-Wing pilot. I don't remember his name, but you can look that up. They got a nice blaster over here, some printing all around, and overall, this is definitely a great minifigure. And here is one of the most hyped minifigures, General Hera Syndulla. Let's get into her. As you can see, she has her, like, pilot thing here, like the goggles printed on, and because she's a Twi'lek, she's got her, like, tentacles back here, I guess. And she's got some nice printing for her, like, jacket, and as you can see, she does have a second face, as you can see. Nice printing for the jacket. No arm printing, but I don't think they really needed it here. And all good printing all around, and I think this is a perfect minifigure. I think so far, the minifigures that we've seen are perfect minifigures. They are pretty much very accurate, almost exactly accurate to what we see in Ahsoka. And the last 2 are just, they're kind of iffy for me and a lot of people. Here's one of the most iffy minifigures in this set. There's only 2, but this is the more one. It's Jason Sandula. Now, he first was introduced at the last episode of Rebels back in 2015-ish. I think it was either 15 or 16. But nonetheless, whenever this set was leaked, and we're like, ooh, Jason, he has brown hair. I guess he has brown hair in Ahsoka. So, in the end of Rebels, he had green hair. And then we watched the 3rd episode of Ahsoka, which revealed Jason. He had green hair. And as you can see, this is not green hair. This is like dark brown hair. Now, the hairstyle, they got that right, but the color of hair is not right. Because this should really have been in green. Like, I get it, I think, like, Lego doesn't have this piece in green, so this is as good as they could have gotten without making a new piece. But, you know, they create new pieces for the collectible minifigure series all the time, so you would think they could have just created a new color for the same piece they already have a mold for. But nonetheless, he does have great legs here, just regular gray short legs, but he is a kid, so he gets those. A nice torso print, back print for like his jacket, and I believe he reuses the same arms. Well, no, they're just a little bit darker than Captain Hawkins. Well, First Officer Hawkins. I keep calling him Captain for some reason. But yeah, that's Jason Sandula for you, and oh yeah. He has a second facial expression right here. It's like this smiling over here. He is the only one. Well, him and Hera have 2 faces because they have something covering their back. And First Officer Hawkins, his hair doesn't cover the back of his head. And then Lieutenant Beta, he only has like 1 expression because like he has a molded head. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, he has like this smiling face here, and he has like this super excited face here. So yeah, that's Jason Sandula for you. It's definitely one that was really hyped, but it's also one that was really let down, if you know what I mean. And here we have a character, well, minifigure, I guess, that people are also excited for. It's C110P, otherwise known as Chopper. So as you can see, he reuses the same legs he used back for Rebels. Those look great. And instead of like a silver piece here, like for this shorter one, they used white, which I think that's accurate, but it's definitely just something weird there. I wish they had done white legs though. That's definitely something that they should have done, but they didn't do. But nonetheless, he does look great. He's got some nice printing on his dome, like for the sides. There's no printing on the sides, and as you can see on the top, there's just a white stud. For the original Chopper, there was like printing around to show it was like dish, but Legos just put a white stud there. And I think without printing, this is a great way to give Chopper his dome. I really think this does nail the look, although I really like Astromechs without the studs on them. But I get why Chopper has it here, so I mean, they at least tried. If they hadn't tried at all, then I would have been a bit mad, but at least they tried. And here we have the Phantom 2. As many of you know, this is smaller than the OG. But for some of you who don't know, it just so happens I have the OG Phantom 2. Let's move the camera a bit. Now that's better. So as you can see, there is a pretty big size difference between this. And a lot of big differences. One of those is this one. It has some landing gear. And this one, 0 landing gear to be found. Now, that's definitely a downer, but, I mean, for this scale, I don't think this really needs landing gear. Like, that was just to, like, help this stay stable. Although, you don't need the landing gear for this at all. Like, if we move this landing gear, you can just set it down like that. And for the sake of this, I'm just going to put the landing gear, like, to the side of the ship. There we go. And so we're just going to keep it like that, like... Many people, like, I didn't have this set back in the day. I bought it used for like 30 bucks. It did not have Grand Admiral Thrawn though. Many of you are thinking like, Grand Admiral Thrawn for 30 bucks? No. This set came with no minifigures, so I was like, well, it's something. But anyway, as you can see, like, you could just fly him around and like land him right here. Although this one's like more stable because there's like a Technic connection in there. And this one, it is stable, but I feel like I'm going to break it. Like, look at that. Like, I just broke this off and I barely pulled. With this one, like, I can break that part off, but there's a Technic pin in there. If we pull these plates away, that you'll see there's like a Technic piece in there that's keeping this held on. So they do have pretty strong connections, but overall, definitely, this one's definitely the stronger one. But anyway, we have some printed details, like, well, sticker actually. And that's one of my biggest nods of this set, the use of stickers. Like, there are so many stickers in the Ghost. But I think the details they represent are the best. One of the details I really don't like in the stickers, though, are this printed piece. Well, this piece right here. We'll come into that later, but yeah, that's definitely my least favorite sticker of the whole set. But nonetheless, as you can see, we can access the cockpit in both of these. For this one, you just have to pull away, and this one you have to pull forward. So, in many ways, this is easier. But in a lot more ways, this is harder. If you, like, in the box, it shows Jason Sandula in here, and you can place him down in here. You can, like, sit him right there, and this will close just like that. You can fly around with him, and many people don't know this, but if you take the Chopper minifigure, and you pull off his head, there's actually some studs over here, which are not present there. There's only 2 studs there, but there's 3 studs here. So that you can actually place Chopper's head right here, and you can have him flying around with you. Now, I guess you could recreate the scene in Ahsoka Episode 2 when Hera's flying the Ghost. You just have to take out her blaster, and it's a bit more, there's some studs right there for you to place her legs on, but it is definitely harder to get bigger minifigures in there. You have to do more. Like, I just had to set Jason in there, and, like, I have to remove Hera's blaster, remove her arms, and that's definitely something I don't want to do every time I want to, like, pretend Hera's flying the Ghost. So that's definitely a downer, but as you can see with the older one, I really can just place my minifigure in there, and we're all set. As you can see, the cockpit, well, it pretty much covers her. And then something like, Yagu usually puts the whole droid in a set, and I don't know why they didn't this time, but I guess for this scale of the Phantom, that's why they didn't. But if we attach Chopper's head back, you can see that with the original Chopper and this Chopper, you can put the whole Chopper, like, including his body, on this Phantom. I kind of think that this bigger one is better, but as you can see, there is one thing. It's got like these pieces here, I'm assuming are like blasters or something. The only weapons on this are these spring-loaded missiles here, which we're not going to fire out. And this, like, Mantis piece, like, there, or Phantom, I don't know. Like, that's represented both on these. I'm glad they got that. And then, like, these blue pieces here. This is just, for some reason, this is in a lighter color than this. And as you can, you might not be able to tell, but there's, like, a bit of dirt under that because it got under my sticker. And there really isn't anything I can do without cutting the sticker. And I really don't like to destroy Legos, even if it's the sticker. So, yeah. But then back here, we have, like, this little yellow element with, like, sensor or something. And some thrust back here. There is no thrust and no sensor back here at all. Like, I really don't know how this thing flies if it's got no thrust. But anyway, we do have, like, some curvature over here. Same over here. And back here, they both have doors. Back here, there was an Imperial crate with, like, thermal detonators or weapons or something. I don't know. Mine didn't come with the crate, but I got the Phantom too, so that was pretty good. I usually just, like, stuff a minifigure back there. Stud minifigure storage. Although, for the scale of this Phantom, I don't think you can. You can pull the door out, though. But inside, you will not find weapons or blasters or anything. Well, you will find one blaster. If you can get it out. Well, apparently my blaster's stuck in there. So that's definitely a downer. Let me see if I can get it out. After a bit of trial and error, I was somehow able to get this out by using this, like, pull it out. So I was able to use this spring-loaded missile here to pull it out of there. But yeah, as you can see, if they don't get stuck, like this did, that's definitely a downer. I don't like that they got stuck, but again, LEGO couldn't really change that, so I guess that's not really a big complaint about the set. But anyway, inside you will find a pair of binoculars that a minifigure can hold, and a silver blaster that a minifigure can also hold. That's definitely nice. And what you can do is you can just put them back right in there, and then it'll close. And this time, hopefully, Now I can't get it open. This time, hopefully, when we open it, the stuff will just fall right out. See, that's what's supposed to happen. Everything just falls out instead of it getting stuck in there. But nonetheless, they're good in there. And yeah, pretty good. And I think this is a great Phantom 2, although it's definitely, like, nowhere near as big as the OG. But I think it is great, and I'm glad LEGO included it. Like, they just include the Ghost. I mean, yeah, people would have still bought it, but I'm glad they included the Ghost. Like, yeah, I really do like this Ghost, and this is definitely one of the best mini Star Wars ships I can think of. And here's definitely the main attraction, the Ghost. I can't believe it. I'm actually able to hold a LEGO Star Wars Ghost. I mean, I really didn't know when LEGO was going to give us another one since, of course, Rebels, like, when Rebels came out, it was, like, one of the only things, so LEGO was like, there's something we can do sets for. Go, hurry, let's make some sets. But now, LEGO's not really eager to, because there's so much stuff out, like, they're like, we gotta make stuff for this, and that. No, hurry, we gotta find stuff to make stuff for. We gotta hurry, come on, let's go. And LEGO hasn't really been working on remaking stuff. So, I'm glad that we are able to get a Ghost. I really do love this, and this is a very beautiful model. Let's move a different angle. Let's give you a different angle from the top so you can see what it looks like. So here we have the top side of the Ghost. As you can see, we have some beautiful colors here, like a bright red, like some light green, blue, yellow. I really love the color choice on this, and I think this is for looks, this is a perfect model, and design-wise, as we'll find out, also a perfect model. But we haven't gotten there yet. So let's just look at this. We'll go through the front because there's not much interior, but what interior there is amazing. And we have some sticker pieces here and here. We have stickers all throughout. We have like these pieces here. You have like this canopy here that you can open to put a minifigure in, but we're looking at looks right now, and we'll get into the inside in a second. And then we have like the turret down here, the docking bays, the ports, some nice greebling right here. I really think that looks good for like inverted, or like the downside of studs. And that really does look good there. We have like some pieces right here, and all the boosters in the back with blue thrust coming out. I love like the shiny blue thrust LEGO used for this. This really looks perfect, and there's nothing they could have changed about these boosters that would have made it better. Now, as you can see, the same thing just flipped on the other side. And now moving to the underbelly, as you can see, under here we have the spring-loaded shooters. We'll get to those in a minute. But under here we also have some doors which can be opened to reveal the interior. That's something I don't like. Whenever you're like playing with it, like sometimes you hit this and boom, it launches off. But nonetheless, as you can see, we have some landing gear that helps you keep the Ghost flat. And yeah, let's start working from the front and move our way to the back and the interior. Now, as you can see from the front, we have like the big dish under here where like someone can go in to control this. But before we get into there, I just want to show you how you can do this. You can pretend to fire this, but when you move it right, the missile on the left fires, and when we move it to the left, well, that's not supposed to happen. Let me try. Technical difficulties. I was not able to figure mine out, but hopefully with yours you won't have that problem. I think that was just a one-time thing, though, because, let's see, you can just load it back in there, and let's see what happens. Let's see, let's put it back in there. Let's see. Are you serious? What's going on? Huh? Is this just not working or something? Okay, this is weird. I really don't know what's going on here. But let me try this one last time, and then we're gonna give up. See, I guess third time's the charm, you know? Well, anyway, I hope yours works, so let's get these out of the way. And as you can see, you can move this without those. You still can move this. and it looks great. You can like move them up and down, and you can move it all around. I really do like this. But if you want a minifigure in here, it's really simple. All you have to do is just pull this piece off, and you have full access to the bubble turret. So we're gonna move this out of the way so we can pull this down. And as you can see in the front, they used an Inquisitor lightsaber piece for, as you can see, the gunner here, the gunning thing. And we have this like nice bubble here. I really do like that. It's printed, thankfully. This piece right here, this sticker is horrible. As you can see, it like leaves like a residue on it. Like there's like air bubbles, I can feel them. And I really don't like this. Like, they printed this, yet they won't do a sticker, but they won't print this. I really don't get it. I really wish that they had, you know, printed this, because they've printed cockpits before. On the T6 Jedi shuttle that has come out for Ahsoka, they printed more on its cockpit. You'd think they could print on this cockpit, but no, they leave us with this sticker. Now, I do think if you get it right, it looks good. I got mine somewhat right. It took me a couple tries, but if I had tried one last time to get it exactly perfect, it probably wouldn't have come off. But I am thankful that I got mine right. And whenever you're building yours, if you get it, of course, then I would watch that sticker. But of course, the main feature is the ability to put someone like First Officer Hawkins. We can sit him down on these 4 studs right here. And I don't think you can really, like, I'm not really going to try, but I guess you could probably try to clip his hands onto these, like, handlebars here. But there are some printed elements right there, well, stickered elements right there. And those look great, but they are a pain, and they are a pain to put on. Because, like, you have to get them, like, if you can see that piece right there, you have to put them, like, in between that piece. That doesn't make sense, but that's what you have to do. But anyway, we can close this up, push this down, fix the turret, and now when you're putting it in, you want to make sure this goes on straight, because if it doesn't go on straight, then you can't use it to launch the spring-loaded missiles. Because as you can see, like, this moves that, like, let's see, when I pull this out and I don't get it right, then, like, as you can see, it doesn't work. So when you're putting it on, you want to make sure that you line the middle of this up with that, so you can be able to control your spring-loaded missiles. So here we have the cockpit. You can open it like this, but of course, that's not the optimal way to do it. The way that's not the whole way to get the interior. What I would really recommend doing is pulling the panel off. Now, this, as you can see, there's like a piece there. If you just pull it up like this, then this entire piece will come off to reveal the interior. We'll get to that in a second, but right now we're looking at the cockpit. And as you can see, we have like a cheese slope right there. There's Hawkins' head right there. What's up? And we have some pieces there that you could attempt to make Hera hold, but I really wouldn't try to. But yeah, you can place Hera in there, and she fits nice and snug right there. And yeah, let's get into the interior. So as you can see, it's a pretty spacious interior. It's not Millennium Falcon interior, though. It's still got a bit of limits. But as you can see, there are some jumper plates right here and here, where you can place Chopper just like that. Now, of course, I would recommend leaving them in there. But if you're going to, like, play with your Phantom 2, which we'll get to where that goes in a second, then you could take off his head and, like, just put his body in there for storage. But, you can place a minifigure in there like Jason, but, I mean, he's going to be piloting the Phantom, so he's not going to be there. And then Lieutenant Beta's got a job at the gunner, so, I mean, you could put some minifigures in there. I fit, like, 3 or 4-ish, depending on the size of the minifigure. So, you can, like, leave some minifigures in there. Like, as you can see, when we put this dome piece back into place, then it fits nice and snug like that. They're all safe and secure in there. But while we have this on, we'll actually have to take it off because we need to get our minifigures out. But when we get those out and we reattach this, you can see we have a gunner position right here. As you can see, this gunner, on the original Ghost, it can move 360 degrees up and down. But this one, unfortunately, can only move up and down. Now, I think it's a compromise because the front one, as you can see, it does move left and right. So, I mean, plus the Phantom's included. On the original Ghost, you had to buy the Phantom and you could connect it. You can connect the Phantom too, but we're not there yet. But as you can see over here, you can pull this bubble up here, and you can just set him in there. You can't just make him standing, though. You need to bend his legs and have him sit down right there. But when you have that, he can fit nice and snug right there. He's not going anywhere. And yeah, he can control this little thing. There's no control panel in there, which is kind of a bummer in my opinion, but at least we have the ability to put a minifigure there. I do like that they were able to incorporate that. And yeah, so I realized that there were some things I didn't show you in the interior, so let's move back to that. So even with this, you can leave Lieutenant Beta in there. Like, see, he's right there. And you can just remove this, and as you can see, like, that's the mechanism to hold him in. He's not going anywhere in that, so we're just going to leave him in that. And inside, I forgot that there's, like, a little sink right there, and then there's also a crate right here, which people didn't know what this was until one YouTuber, MNR Productions, figured out that it was a Melu run from Rebels. That's a little Easter egg that they included, and I really do like this. And that's a pretty cool inclusion, I must be honest. But other than that, there's not much. Like, it's really just Spacious. There's, like, a printed, like, hazard thing there. There's, like a light there. And moving it to the other side, it's more or less the same. Under that, you might not be able to see. Let me remove this panel. If we remove this panel, then you can see that also there's nothing under the panels. That's just for decoration. But there is a printed control panel there that you could, like, have someone like Jason at controlling stuff on the Ghost, monitoring it. But yeah, like, there's really not much there. And I also would not recommend taking off the panels. I just did that to show you the printed control panel. And yeah, let's move to the final section where you attach the Phantom 2. So as you can see at the back, we have this jumper plate right here, and then this Technic pin right here. And that is, of course, where you can place the Ghost. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter, but you can put Jason inside like that. You can have him, like, sitting right there. So we're just going to leave Jason in there. And as you can see, you can place the Ghost in nice and snug right there. It's not going anywhere. And that, of course, some stuff is rattling, but that's Jason. So, of course, he's not going anywhere. And as you can see with the boosters, let's get a different angle on this. As you can see with the boosters, there is enough space there. I do realize there's just, like, this tiny booster here, but that doesn't really matter. Like, that really isn't anything, so yeah. But anyway, as you can see, the Phantom 2 is on there, really good. And let's get to swooshability. And so here we have how swooshable the Ghost is. Now, of course, this is a very swooshable model. You can hold it from, like, here. I like to hold it from, like, this back piece here, and then I like to hold this section up here. And this is how I usually like to fly it around. But you can fly it however you like. Just watch out for Hawkins and Beta. They'll shoot you down. Overall, if you are a fan of Ahsoka or the Rebels, I would really recommend getting this. I mean, I really still can't believe that LEGO decided to bring back the Ghost. But of course, with it being Ahsoka, like, with it being in Ahsoka, I hope at least, and it being, of course, one of the most iconic Star Wars ships of all time, and people asking for it, LEGO's like, okay, like, people have been wanting a new Ghost, plus it's in Ahsoka, let's go ahead and make one. So, I'm really glad that we finally get a new Ghost, and I'm glad that it actually came with the Phantom 2, and, like, it isn't, like, its own standalone set, because this way, you only have to buy this set, and you'd, like, in the old days, you had to buy, like, this set, and then you could either buy the original Phantom, or you could buy this Phantom 2 that could actually connect to the original Phantom, the Ghost, I mean. Now, unfortunately, this is the only ship that can connect to this. I've tried many times. I've tried to figure out a way to connect to this Ghost. Unfortunately, there's just no way it's going to happen. So that's definitely a downer, but it's not that much of a downer because we actually got one to come with it. If it hadn't included in a Phantom 2 and LEGO wasn't releasing one, I would be a bit sad. But they included a Ghost, and I really do like the look of this. And there's not much more to say. I mean, in my opinion, other than Jason, this is a perfect set. If you're buying this for the Ghost, it is a perfect set. Jason and a little bit of Chopper are really the things I really don't like about this set. Other than some of the stickers, like this one, and some of the ones on the Phantom 2, but really, it's the perfect set and a no-brainer pickup for anyone who loves the Ghost or Star Wars. So, yeah, I'll see you all next time. And stay tuned, because obviously this is the 4th of September, if you're watching it when it comes out. But if you stay tuned, there might be an Ahsoka T6 Jedi Shuttle review coming in the near future, aka September 11th. Stay tuned for that review, and I'll see you all next time.